It's 8 months into the Israeli onslaught of Gaza, and now there is another proposal to try and bring the conflict to an end. And this time round, it's come from the American President Joe Biden, who on Friday said that Israel has now offered a new ceasefire deal, a new roadmap towards permanent peace in the Gaza Strip, further adding that it is time, according to him, to end the war. The three-part proposal put out by the American President Biden includes plans for a ceasefire, a surge in humanitarian aid in exchange of hostages, and also a post-war plan for the Gaza Strip. It's a three-part proposal which begins with immediate 6 weeks of ceasefire in which the Israeli Defense Forces will have to withdraw from all populated areas of the Gaza Strip. The first phase would also include the exchange of Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners and the delivery of 600 aid trucks every day. In the second phase, Israel and Hamas will have to negotiate terms for a permanent end to the hostilities, and the final phase would include a major reconstruction plan for the Gaza Strip with international support. Biden has called the proposal a decisive moment and an opportunity to prove whether Hamas wants a ceasefire deal or not, further urging Hamas to take the deal. Remember, earlier it was not Hamas that had rejected the peace deal, but rather the Israeli side after Hamas had accepted the peace deal.
This is truly a decisive moment. Israel has made their proposal. Hamas says it wants a ceasefire. This deal is an opportunity to prove whether they really mean it. Hamas needs to take the deal. For months, people all over the world have called for a ceasefire. Now it's time to raise your voices and demand that Hamas come to the table, agrees to this deal, and end this war that they began.
After Biden's remarks, Hamas issued a statement saying that it welcomed Biden's call for a permanent ceasefire and will consider it positively. The militant group had earlier informed mediators that it would agree to a comprehensive truce agreement, including a hostage prisoner swap, if Israel halts its aggression permanently. However, Netanyahu has said that the transition from phase 1 to phase 2 is conditional and crafted to allow Israel to maintain its war aims, which is to destroy Hamas and also to seek the return of hostages. Netanyahu's office in a statement has said that the Prime Minister authorized the negotiating team to present an outline for achieving this goal, while insisting that the war will not end until all the goals are achieved, including the return of hostages and the elimination of Hamas. Earlier on Friday, the Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh accused the state of Israel of using negotiations as a cover to continue the bombing of the Gaza Strip. An earlier hostage proposal put forth this year called for the release of the sick, the elderly and the wounded hostages in Gaza in exchange for a 6-week-long ceasefire, coupled with the delivery of humanitarian aid into Gaza. However, that proposal fell through after Israel refused to agree to the demand for a permanent end to the war and instead decided to ramp up its bombing of Rafah in southern Gaza. The health ministry in Hamas-run Gaza said that the death toll of the Palestinians who have been killed in this campaign of relentless bombings by the Israelis has now gone up to 36,379, and this includes only the bodies that have been pulled out of the rubble, and there are many who still remain underneath the rubble of the buildings that have been bombed by the Israelis. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.